All right, it's World's Strongest Man Heats Day 2. Uh, there's two more events left to go. I have some good surprises to announce here in so far, and some other surprises as well. First, a couple things. Um, Adam Bishop was replaced early on yesterday by Hazeldeger from the Netherlands due to his calluses getting ripped off from the first event, and um, I like that. I like that he was replaced early enough to still have enough people in that competition in that group. But the same thing happened to Tom Stoltman. His hands got torn up on that first event, and they had to glue his calluses back on. Now, I think that had a giant effect on this because out of Group Two, Stoltman's group, he is third place right now by 4 points behind. There's a lot of room for him to catch up and make it to the finals, but he's going to have a tough road here because I mean, there's still if he makes it to the finals, there's still the deadlift and stuff like that. So we'll see, but he if I was a betting man, I would take that bet out for the finals at this point because he's going to push through it for sure. But his hands are pretty jacked up, and that's a really hard push to go through. It happened to Hooper a couple years ago. His hand was messed up from ended up being I think the 24 finals, and I think he would have beat Stoltman that year had he all he had to do was get a little bit more, a few more reps in the deadlift, which he had. But his hands, he stopped the deadlift. And look at his hands, and they were just jacked up. He couldn't continue. So that might happen to Stoltman this weekend here. So with the two events remaining, one being the truck pull, you need those hands to pull that rope and keep pulling the truck. So I think he's gonna have some big trouble there. Uh, and he's usually a good truck puller, really good truck puller. Same with the stone medley. He's a really good stone guy. So the giant wingspan is going to help, but those hands might throw him, set him back. We'll see. But in Group One, surprise, surprise, Rain O'Neill is leading the charge with 11 points out of that group, with Richardson, Glasscock, and Guardian all right behind him, within 2 points for most. Richardson being 1 point behind Glasscock, and Guardian with 2 points behind him, with the truck pull and the stone medley to go. Um, Tristan Hoth still has a good shot if he really does really well, and Reno Nels does not. But there is a lot of room for that group to shake up quite a bit. So we'll see how it goes with the truck pull today. If Reno Nell gets in the top two in this in the truck pull, I think he'll make it out of this and go to the finals. Now remember from last year, a new piece was if you are doing really well in the heats that carries you put you up higher in the standings in the finals. So there's no more sandbagging you're going to see in these heats, especially for Group One, because Reno now is not anywhere near in the bag to go to the finals yet, but he's leading the charge and has a good shot, of course. Um, but we'll see how that goes. Next, Group Two, the biggest surprise here is Tom Stoltman in third place with 4 points behind both Matthew Ragg and Austin Andrade being tied at 12 points. Um, Again, I don't know what's going to happen because you got Stoltman with the truck pull, but his hands are going to be torn up. So I think Andrade gets out of here for sure. Matthew Ragg, I think, has obviously a good shot, but it depends on how Stoltman comes out of this. Schoonwinkel obviously has a good shot too, same with Levi Strong, but those three, I think, I mentioned it yesterday. Austin Andrade and Matthew Ragg definitely should make it out of this um, heat, but it depends on how Stoltman does with his hand. So we'll see. Of course, let's see, Group Three, we are with Mitch Hooper leading the way at 12 points. Lucas Hatton tied with Eddie Williams at 11 points. So I'm not sure how what we're going to see out of this one because I think Hooper's going to go ahead and do well in the truck pull. He's going to do it well the stone medley and make it out of the group. But with Hatton and Eddie Williams being tied, this is going to be really tight here. So Lewis Hatton, looking at this one, got last place in the carrying climb, but first place in the overhead medley and the squats. So that is going to be a big difference going into today's last two events. But Eddie Williams has a little more experience in these events, so maybe he has more time in the truck pull. I'm not sure. I would have to see how many times they both pulled the truck. The stone medley, Lewis Hatton does struggle a little bit there. So I think Mitch Hooper gets out of this heat just fine, but Haddon Williams is going to come down to who's improved over um, certain things. Like I think Haddon, his biggest downfall is going to be those stone medley. So I hope he makes out of this. We'll see. I have been rooting for him for a long time now. And then you still have, I mean, you still have factors like Patty Haynes in this group that could make some damage and slow your points down. So Hooper's not safe yet, but I think he will make out of this. And then it's between Hatton and Williams to see who gets out of that one too. Next surprise is Martin Licis. He got last place in the carrying climb with a really good time compared to other heats as well. So it's not like he's failing. He just didn't do well in that heat. He's in third place now with tied for second with Bryce Johnson and Fotu leading the way to those demanding 14 points. Um, with the truck pull, though, Martins has done this before. I think he's going to do well with the truck pull because he's done it for years. So I think that's going to really help him. And same with the stone medley. He is really good at stones. So if he can get those two done, at least in second place, I think he'll make it out of this and go to the finals. But Fotu, I'm not sure how you're saying your name, sir, so I apologize. But man, you are killing it with 14 points. Um, it might be the group though, because that group um, actually, all did really well with the Kirk and climb times, and same with the overhead medley. Everyone did pretty well. So Fotu would still be competitive in the other groups for sure. Um, but Martins with a 14 reps in the squat, so that definitely helped him come back to um, make a stand to come back in there. Group five, Trey Mitchell leading the way with 11 points. And you got T Rex Evan Singleton stuck at 10 right in second place, and Cordiaca right after that. So I'm thinking still Trey Mitchell and Singleton will get out of here. With the truck pull, I'm thinking Singleton will do really well. Trey Mitchell will do well too. And then, which the Stone Medley, I think. Let's see. I think Trey Mitchell will do really well, and save the Singleton. So I think those two will make it out of this heat and go to the finals. Definitely some big surprises, Stoltman and Martins Licis. But with events left to go, I think Martins will be just fine. It all depends on Stoltman's hands and how he can do out of here to get to the finals. I don't know if he'll do that well in the finals, however, because of his hands, though. This is my opinion. I know he can push through it, and I know so I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying I don't know if he can make it with how bad his hands are. I have to see him a little closer and see what he did overnight to rest up and be ready for today. So that is a big factor remaining here. We'll continue to watch the coverage, and as I'm making this video right now, that it already has started for the truck pull. So we'll have to watch some social media stuff and see what people are posting. Martins Licis has a couple of cool videos of him doing the events from like a GoPro or something like that. So go check that out. That'd be kind of cool. He put it on Instagram and Facebook. But other than that, all we can do is watch these scoreboards, and seeing these live would be more helpful, of course. But we'll have to wait till June when they air these on CBS. But other than that, so far my predictions are pretty close. Um, and I think Stoltman's been the biggest story here with how his hands end up doing. And I'll report back tomorrow for my predictions for the finals once we find out who wins the heats today. See ya.